It's gonna be so much fucking fun.
Hey guys,
You're like-
welcome back to Gameshock. We're going to be reviewing something for you today. What are we going to be reviewing, Gunnar?
Well, Chaos, today we're getting our grubby little hands on some Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. So, let me start off by saying that I just think that this game is all kinds of awesome sauce. It's mayo, chutney, tomato, and a little bit of Worcestershire, that stuff, sauce, all put into one.
Absolutely, I fully agree. I thoroughly enjoyed the game. It was the entire 6-course meal for me as well.
Yeah, it was brilliant. So if we start off with looking at the graphics, I think the graphics were insane. You can of course go to the ultra setting, which just ruins your PC. So if you don't have a 6 gig graphics card on the top end PC, don't go for the ultra. You're not gonna have a good experience. But we sorted that out. We went with high settings, 30 frames per second locked, and we got some really awesome graphics out of the game. But for me, the main thing with this game is if you set it on high and you get your 30 frames per second, it basically you get PS4 and Xbox quality graphics, and the one thing that this does for me is that it actually makes the whole point of having an Xbox or a PS4 mute, because those systems are supposed to be on next gen systems, and the PC's already beating the socks out of them again with regards to graphics.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely. It puts the PS4 and the Xbox One to shame what the PC can do. I quite enjoyed the way that the orcs were the lip syncing and things for the orcs. They looked like they were actually talking throughout the game. The characters were completely believable in everything that they did, and the actions and just the animations and things were really cool. Also, what I really enjoyed graphics wise was actually how every orc, whenever they upgraded, whenever they became a war chief by killing you, they would get an awesome new set of armor, whether it be spikes or looking like a crow or having awesome bones and things all over their heads. That just really took the cake for me. It was really cool. Enjoyed that.
Yeah, it is, and hats off to Monolith, because if you think about it, they're always pushing the envelope. I mean, when the first Fear came out, they were pushing the envelope with regards to graphics. I remember my PC just dying when I loaded up Fear. It was like, no dude, you're updating Fear. Fuck you, Blood was just awesome back in the day. Condemned was just insane, and I just think that if this is how Monolith's going to carry on, let's forget about the whole, what was that, Bat Gotham?
Yeah, Gotham Imposters.
Let's forget about Gotham Imposters. That was terrible. Keep on doing what you're doing now. With regards to the Nemesis system is just insane. I think it's one of the best gaming systems I've ever experienced so far. It doesn't bore you. It's open world, and you can go wherever you want, but you don't get bored. The whole point of the revenge, you kill a boss and you don't kill him properly for some reason, and then he comes back and he's vengeful, or he kills you. Next time he comes back, he's boastful. Little bastards like telling you, I killed you. So, I think it's awesome. I mean, you experienced some good stuff with the Nemesis system as well.
I enjoyed the Nemesis system as well. The feeling of being able to kill one of the lowly orcs, where he just comes up to you and gives you shit, and you kill him, and then he ranks up to become a war chief. And then obviously he acknowledges you. As you see him again, he says, "Hey, didn't I kill you before?" And that little interaction of where he actually remembers killing you before, just really made it for me. That Nemesis system worked really well, where they actually fight in between each other as well, and rank up in between the actual bunch of orcs and the war chiefs that are there. Yeah, it's really cool to reenact with those characters and fight them, and rank up yourself.
No, you're right. And then with regards to that, it's also the point of vendettas. I remember playing, and I saw all of a sudden this vendetta mission came on, and it's like, Khaos was slain, kill this guy, and I'm like, yes, this guy, Khaos, come and kill him, and I'll take vengeance for you, So the vendetta system, I think it's, I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I think it links up with Steam, and then if there's a similar boss at a similar point in time within the game frame or whatever online, then it gets killed, then it brings up a vendetta. So I think that's interesting. It keeps it alive, the system alive.
Killing the orcs as well. I must say, killing one of the war chiefs also gives you a better chance of actually getting epic runes for your weapons. For each of your weapons, which is your dagger, your sword, and your bow, you get 5 different runes. Now with the 5 different runes that you unlock, you can actually give yourself attributes for each different weapon depending on what sort of skill you use. You have a whole skill tree. And yeah, you can unlock epic runes for them, making yourself way stronger as you go through. And obviously unlocking 5 epic runes for a weapon just makes you overpowered. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Better chance of getting those runes as well.
Exactly. For all those build fundies out there, you know, I mean, if you think about systems like, for instance, Diablo, where the systems where you got to build and link stuff up to just make it work together and to work off the way that they can work and feed off each other. So yeah, if you get a good build and you get a few good runes, you could end up being just extremely overpowered, which is another thing. The fighting system in this game just makes you feel so damn overpowered. It's so fluid and so visceral. You know, the fear system, that when you fight against an orc and they remember something you did before and they become feared and they run away from you, or if you... The thing that's nice about this fighting system is that there's a lot of depth in it with regards to researching your opponents, because you could figure out, you could have a war chief that could just be almost impossible to defeat with regards to hand-to-hand combat, but then you figure out that he's afraid of fire. And you light some of his little allies, cronies on fire, and they start running around, and then he becomes feared, and he starts running away, and then it's like basically insta-kill gone.
Agreed.
So yeah,
that was really cool, I must say, and a couple of instances of that was really, really cool to do. I like the fighting system as well. It feels very much like Batman, but like a fine-tuned Batman, where the fighting seems a lot more fluid. You're chopping heads off left and right. A lot more violent than Batman, obviously, but very, very fun. Super cool. And very like slow motion, just chopping. Oh, like Batman was. But it just feels so much cooler when you're chopping those orcs' heads off, and you know that guy tried to kill you before. The fighting system is very fluid and a hell of a lot of fun. Like, that was probably one of the most fun things about the game for me, was that fighting system. Just made it really cool.
Right, so coming off the fighting system, the sound in this game is just really well done. The production of the sound is just fantastic. Basically cutting through an orc, cutting through flesh, bouncing off steel, it just all sounds so visceral. It just pulls you into the game even more. And I just think with the sound production on this, just Monolith has done a fantastic job. Absolutely,
I agree. I second on that. The voiceovers in the game are absolutely amazing. All the orcs sound really, really, really cool. They sound like British people, and obviously somebody along the lines either talking, or somebody didn't really like the British too much. So
they were speaking the big
you don't like the British folk. So it's really, really cool too. But I mean, like, believable characters, believable orcs, not only in the sense of the animation, but like the voiceover is really, really cool, really sadistic orcs, just like the movies. And also there's a side mission that you do as well, that's very cool, that you actually meet up with the dwarf, and he's got a very Scottish accent, and he's a very sort of manly man, and he makes fun of you for being one of the kings or one of the generals or whatever. And I don't want to give too much of the story away, but it's really, really cool side mission. Yeah, the character was really, really cool, really funny as well. Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking about funny characters, the story in this game, the story is just so engrossing, and the story is just so fantastic, and also what makes the story so good is the amount of lore that it adds to the actual franchise, to the whole Lord of the Rings franchise itself. Just with regards to achievements, I mean, achievements is usually a big thing, you know, it's difficult to get, and in this game you want to get those achievements because the amount of backstory that it adds and side story, and the amount of depth that it creates for the characters that you are meeting throughout the game, it's just fantastic.
Agreed. I liked the fact that the story, it sort of gives you, they haven't taken like characters that you already know, like Legolas and Gimli and you know, some of the other characters from Lord of the Rings, and chucked them into a game in a world that was pre-made, and just said, hey man, buy it, we've got the Lord of the Rings license, you know, just buy it, nobody cares about the rest of the gameplay. You're playing with new characters, you're playing with a new sort of storyline that they've chosen. It's a storyline that's built from the ground up, and it's just
Exactly.
it's just a really enjoyable and really engrossing story. Very, very, very cool.
Yeah, it is. It is, and then I've really enjoyed this game. I haven't finished a lot of games because we don't always have time to finish every single game that comes out, or just most of the time they're not engrossing enough to keep me wanting to come back to them. And I'm actually at the point where I've got, I think, one mission left, and the only reason I've got that one mission left is because I'm leaving it there. I'm savoring all the side missions and everything else. I'm trying to get all the achievements before I finish it. You know, I want to finish it, and it's a feeling that I haven't had for a long time. So I just think my final thoughts on this game is just it's fantastic. Monolith should carry on. Warner Brothers should carry on supporting companies like Monolith who make amazing games like this. And yeah, from myself, it's just really 2 enthusiastic thumbs up.
Agreed. I really like the story. It's everything that I like in a game. I really like action adventures. The combat system was something that kept me going. The Nemesis is something cool that they've added to the game. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the whole experience. I played the crap out of the game. I played it from beginning to end, all the hours, and I pretty much did it in 3 days, like you did. We couldn't stop playing the game.
Yeah, I think at one point we clocked in, what, 14 hours straight?
Together, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome game. If not one of the best games that I played this year, if not the best game that one of the best games that I've ever played. It's just an absolute thumbs, 4 toes and 3 thumbs up. My 3rd thumb's on my back. You can't see it, but it's definitely pointing up. It's up.
All right, cool. So basically, like, you know, every time we do a review, for me, 2 weeks until I'm back in Diablo. For you?
Yeah, I'd say probably about the same. Replay value on the game, I wouldn't say is that high. But I mean, you're not playing it for the replay value. You're not playing it as a multiplayer game. It's not Battlefield. It's a single player experience. There are missions and things and wave modes that you can go through. But ultimately, they're probably going to bring us some more DLC. So yeah, definitely 2 weeks, I'd say, probably, and I'll be back on Diablo.
Alright, fantastic.
Alright, well, thank you for watching our first review video. Gunnar, you've got a couple of things to announce?
Yes. Basically, Gameshock was at Rage this weekend. It's a South African Gaming Expo, so we've got a whole bunch of photos and footage from the Rage. Just take you through what we got up to there. We played Evolve. Evolve is just insane, so I can't wait for that. And then we had a look at a few of the other games that come out. Assassin's Creed Unity, Tom Clancy's game. So yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And then also Table Shock. We've got a video of the table that we're busy building. So that'll all come up in the next hour or 2.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned. We're going to give you some more of these. Let us know what you think in the comments and subscribe to the channel. Cheers. This is Khaos. Subscribe. Cheers.
Right.